Wilkinson, age 19, where born St Ives. This is him. List of the officers, crew and marines, as well as passengers and visitors on board.
So it looks like a change of career, obviously, and he's enlisted into the Marines.
And he's on the Grecian
Yeah.
islands.
Yeah.
And I'm saying islands because I don't know how to pronounce archipelago.
But what an adventure.
What an adventure. So he's gone from chimneys to Greece. And all the other chaps are all in their 20s or late teens. So I bet that's a bit of fun.
Yeah, he's going to see the world.
He's fascinating, this Robert. So my great-great-grandfather, Robert Wilkinson, is quite the mystery. I imagine if you've spent all your day climbing up something like that, and you get out and you see all of this, the world, you want to be in it, you want to be exploring. So good for him.
Joe's next stop is Woolwich in southeast London to find out how his great-great-grandfather Robert ended up going to sea with the Royal Marines. He's meeting naval historian John Bolt.
So I now know that my great-great-grandfather Robert, in his late teens, is in the Royal Marines.
Yes.
I don't know how he got there. So do you know anything? Can you help?
I can. Let's take a look at this first one.
Attestation for Royal Marines.
Exactly.
Robert Wilkinson.
Yep.
18 years.
18 years old.
1 month. His trade is labourer.
Yes.
So he's not saying chimney sweep at that point. So he was enlisted on the 14th day of September 1858 at 10 o'clock a.m. at St Ives by Corporal William Elton. Is that right?
That's right. This corporal was essentially his recruiter. This is the man who brought him into the Royal Marines.
Okay. Height 5 feet 6 1/4 inches?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That's very specific, isn't it? So 5 foot 6, quite short. I'm 6'2".
And 5'6" was the minimum cutoff point for the Royal Marines to get in.
And his complexion is fresh.
Yes.
Which is, I love that.
Yeah.
I bet he was fit. I bet girls were like, whoa, look at him. Girls say that about me when they say, whoa.
We have another document that we can look at.
Oh. Oh, wow. Record of service.
So if we look at ships, you can see the first ship's name.
London.
So we actually have a picture of what HMS London looked like.
Oh. Whoa! Look at that. That's amazing. What a sick ship.
He would have been cruising around the Mediterranean for a long time. What that meant was protecting the merchant ships that were out there. And basically, if they need to, they can flex, the British muscle.
Yeah.
And basically provide that show of force.
And he was
a
there. Part of the British muscle.
He was flexing it.
That's just incredible. Lucky guy. So he's on the HMS London for 3 years and 264 days.
Yes.
So
Just
basically
shy of
4 years, yeah. Then the Sylvia, he's only on that for 1 year. Is that right? Yes.
Yes.
From October 66 to October 67. Do you know where that went?
Yes, we do. What do you see here?
It's a watercolour, and it says Chinese boats. Oh, and you can sort of see Chinese sort of style hats.
Absolutely. So we're
So he
looking
went to
at
China.
Yes. This watercolor was painted by someone on the same ship as Robert.
Whoa! This is astonishing. Someone who was on the boat with him showing us essentially what he could see. I think that's so wonderful. I've never been to China, so he's gone further than I have.
He's gone from the Mediterranean, one side of the world, and he's gone completely to the other side of the world.
I'm jealous of him. I'm actually annoyed now. He's had a better life than I have. That is definitely not true. I've had a very comfortable life, but he's seen more of the world than I have. I'm really thrilled for him. I'm now invested in him, and I want the best for him. I want him to have a nice time. So if anyone messes with my great-great-granddad, I'll rough them up. And if they're dead, I'll find their ancestors and I'll rough them up. But no, I hope he's all right. I feel like he is. He gets married. Can't be that bad, can it? Can it?
To answer that question, Joe has come to the Regent's Canal in central London, where he's meeting historian Yang Wen Zheng.
Hi!
Hi.
You must be Yang Wen.
Yes.
Nice to meet you. It's an amazing place.
I thought it's a great place to meet.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, come on in.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. So, Yang Wen, I know that my 2 times great-grandfather Robert was in the Royal Marines and then's up in China, but I don't know why.
Right. You know, Britain and China had 2 Opium Wars. The first one was 1839 to 42,
Okay.
and second one was 1856 to 1860. So Britain was growing opium in India, and they were selling it to China for tea.
So, oh, wow. Okay, hang on. So the British... So opium was being sold as a drug, essentially.
Yes, as
But
a
it was-
commodity.
As a commodity. So they're drug dealers,
Yeah,
but using it as an act of
trade.
trade.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
When Robert arrived in China in the 1860s, Britain's empire was nearing its peak and eager to expand its opportunities for global trade. After being defeated in the Opium Wars, China had been forced to allow the British to sell this highly addictive drug to its people. But local Chinese resistance threatened this lucrative trade, so ships including the Sylvia patrolled the region, with Marines like Robert ready to land at a moment's notice to defend British interests.
This is a document reporting about an incident that happened.
Attack on boats of Her Majesty's ship Cockchafer.
Cockchafer, indeed. Yeah. I don't think your ancestor was on that boat.
I hope not. While passing the village of Utangpai,
Yep.
we were assailed with stones thrown from behind the bank of the river.
Yes. And now if you turn to the next page.
It is apparent that these villagers must be punished,
Yeah.
so that they decide to retaliate and punish is quite
Right.
a full-on word, isn't it?
Right. So let's see how they punished the
Okay.
Chinese.
Next morning early, I left the ships and landed the Marines at Swatow
Yeah.
with orders to march up to the creek and await there the arrival of the rest of the force. So that would have been Robert.
Yes.
Detachments were sent in to burn the village. Wow, that is a punishment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Having effectually destroyed the village, there being little but burnt walls left standing, I withdrew the force to the boats and let the people have their dinner. Well, that's nice, isn't it? Just burnt a village to the ground. Time for tea.
Yeah.
Wow. So they've really obliterated them.
Yeah. And this was not the only village, of course.
All the villages had been burnt and a great number of the inhabitants, both male and female, killed, wounded or carried off as prisoners. I mean, there's a lot of killing here.
Yeah.
So it's a massacre.
You could call
Basically.
that. You could call that.
So Robert will have killed a lot of Chinese people.
Yeah, he was
Did.
part of the force that did the job.
But if not, he would have seen horrible
Yes.
things being
Yeah.
done to people.
Yeah, so he might have been what we call shell shocked, you know, to be in a different environment. How people wage war, it's dramatic in a
Yeah.
way, and it can be scary.
Yeah,
if
it's
you-
really
if you-
scary reading it.
Yeah. Well, Robert continued to serve in the region for another 18 months, patrolling the South China Sea. And then he went to another boat, Donegal.
Okay, Donegal.
Yeah, so
So this is the Daily Telegraph, London, Friday, July the 15th, 1870. Oh, HMS Donegal,
yes,
Hong Kong,
Yes.
sailed.
yeah, for England, yeah,
So that's it returning.
yeah.
So he's sailed back to England, but it doesn't say where. So is it back to Woolwich where his barracks were?
No, he would have been in Portsmouth.
In Portsmouth?
Yeah,
He's all over the place, isn't he, Robert?
Yeah.
First he's cleaning chimneys, then he's burning Chinese villages to the ground, and now he's gone to Portsmouth. I wonder what awaits him there.